Hello friends of YouTube, this is GAMEZOMATIK and welcome back to the channel. And today's just a vlog. Today's just me talking about what I've been playing and my thoughts on various gaming things, and it's a bit of a nothing in particular kind of video. I just thought it'd be nice to come on and just talk about what I've been playing and what's piqued my interest within this sphere of gaming and various other things. Talk about the collecting a little bit and talk about what I've been playing. So yeah, I'm going to kick it off with some of the games I've been playing. So just grab this. One of the games I've been playing quite a bit. I've been trying to give the old Xbox One a little bit of love, because I've probably, just going to get another game from down here, I've probably not been playing it half as much as I should. So I thought I'd invest a little bit of time into the Xbox One and actually play some games on it. So the first thing I've been playing, and I think I might have mentioned this on the last video that I did, which was a pickup video, or the pickup video I did, last pickup video I did, is I've been playing the old BioShock collection. Now, I haven't played the first game because I've not long played the first one on the PlayStation 4. But I kind of dove, is dove a word? Divin definitely isn't a word. Yeah, I think it's dove. I kind of dove back into BioShock 2, and so I've been playing BioShock 2, really enjoying it. It looks absolutely fantastic. These remasters are well worth the money. Includes all the DLC and everything. So I've been playing through BioShock 2. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, so I'm kind of nearly finished it. But really enjoying playing that again. At some point I'm going to play... oh, got that focus there. At some point I'm going to play BioShock Infinite as well, because I'd like to kind of have another go at that one. So I've been playing quite a little bit of that. Another game I've been playing is, some people are going to find this game really boring, but I just fancied it as a change. Sometimes you just fancy playing something a little bit different, and this is this one, which is Hunter Call of the Wild, which is a hunting game. Now, why this game kind of interests me, I watched quite a lot of videos on it on YouTube and a couple of reviews, and it looked really interesting, so I thought I'd pick it up. I played a couple of hunting games in the past, a couple of the Cabela games, a couple of those PC dinosaur hunting games where you got like kind of carnivores, that's what it was called. There used to be a game on the PC years ago called Carnivores. I think I've got a version of it on the PlayStation 3 as well. I played that also, which is kind of a fantasy hunting game, but I fancy playing a real hunting game. Obviously, being in England, and hunting's not like a really big thing over here. I know in the US it's quite, you know, of a national pastime for some people, but I was quite interested in the strategy behind it, and this was sort of recommended as being one of the best hunting games, and it is really, really good. Now, I'll get this straight off the bat. This is not a fast action-packed game. If you're looking for a game that's full of kind of running around the forest shooting lots of animals and kind of Call of Duty in the woods, this isn't it. It is a slow game, but it's really, really good, and I've really been enjoying it, and it's a really good kind of chill out game. You gotta kind of find these animals. It's set in like some national parks in America. I don't know if they're real ones, or whether they're just kind of made up fictitious ones for the game. But the maps are massive, and there's more than one. I think there's 2 or 3 in the game of these massive national parks, and with different zones and areas. And you kind of go through these kind of hunting different wildlife. So you've got rabbits, bears, several different types of deer, there's moose, all these different animals. And the way you can, like a real hunter would, you've got to track them. So you'd start off with like either a noise, you'd hear a noise like a mating call from a deer from a certain direction, and you can kind of not lock onto that noise, but you know, you can kind of get pointed in that general direction, or it could be a footprint on the ground, and which kind of highlights it, and then you can track it. And sometimes you're tracking these animals for miles. I was playing one the other night and I was tracking white-tailed deer, and I must have been tracking it for nearly 35 minutes, just following this track of footprints, and they also have they even have like drop-ins, and where the deer's kind of gone through a grass or a bush, you can actually see where it's flat. And then they have certain zones which are feeding zones within the game, which, it will sort of say that, or sleeping zones where the deer or the animal will say between, say, 1:30 and 5, this is kind of a feeding zone for the deer. So you can sort of hang around those areas and wait for one to turn up. You've got all these little gadgets, like sprays and things that make mating calls to attract all the different animals. It's really detailed. What attracted me to it was made by Avalanche, who made Just Cause and Mad Max and all them. It's the same studio that made them. And I just thought it was something really different. I'm really enjoying it graphically as well. I mean, I'm playing it on the Xbox One. But it is Xbox One X enhanced if you've got an Xbox One X. So I imagine if you buy the PS4 version, it's probably Pro enhanced and looks even better. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking game, but something a bit slower paced. So I picked this up a couple of weeks ago. I know I mentioned it on my last pickup video, and I'm really, really enjoying playing it. It's a good game to sort of wind down with. Sometimes like the last hour or so, I'll get to bed. Before I go to bed, I'll stick this on for an hour and just see if I can take down a deer or a bear or something. And obviously you earn like XP within the game, and money, which lets you upgrade your weapons and your gear. And there's little bikes you don't have to walk around everywhere. You can ride bikes around everywhere. It's really good. Highly recommend it. For something a little bit different. I bought a couple of games on the PlayStation Store that were on sale. Games I actually already had on the Xbox. One of them was Titanfall 2, which I'll probably trade this in now because I bought it on the store. They had a deal on the PlayStation Store which was Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 with the Premium Pass, all the DLC and everything for like £11, and I thought it was a really good deal. So even though I own both of those games already on Xbox One, I bought them on PlayStation. The reason being, I haven't got Xbox Live. It might ran out about 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't really use the Xbox enough for me to justify paying for it. So now, whereas both of these games you can play online. I don't play that many games online anyway. I'm not a big online game player at all. I play the odd one, but one of the games I do like online is Titanfall 2. It's really good online. I think it's because it's a mixture of real people and bots when you play online with Titanfall 2. So you can always get a couple of kills, even if you're only killing the bots. So, because I'm not very good at playing online. So yeah, I'll probably trade this in, but I've been playing a little bit of Titanfall 2 online, and a little bit of Battlefield 1, which I've been going through the single player missions on it. Which is absolutely gorgeous looking on the Pro. That's the other reason I got them on the PlayStation, is having a Pro. The Pro enhanced, so graphically it's slightly better. A couple of other games I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of 7th Gen. I know on the last couple of videos I've been talking about 7th Gen stuff, so I've been playing quite a lot of, if I can just find it, I've been playing quite a few of the flight simmy games, a couple of Ace Combat games, Heroes of Heroes of World War II. I've got it down there somewhere. I can find it. Yeah, Heroes of Europe. That's it. I've been playing a little bit. I can't remember the name of that game. I've been playing a little bit of this, Heroes over Europe. So I've been enjoying playing that. I got this a couple of weeks ago, so I've been playing quite a bit of this, which is Formula 1 2017. I just fancied buying a Formula 1 game. I used to love Formula 1 games back in, especially on the PlayStation 1. I like Formula 1 98 and 97 and all that. I used to buy them every year, and probably the main driving game, one of the main driving games that I used to buy back on the PlayStation 1. And then when it kind of shifted to PlayStation 2, I think I may have bought one or two, but I just kind of never bothered, and I don't know why. I loved Formula 1. I think it was Formula 1 97. I'm pretty sure it was 97 with Murray Walker and everything. I used to love that game. I used to play loads of it. And then I kind of just never bothered for years. And then I saw this being reduced from like £50 right down to like £11 in game, brand new. So I picked it up, and that's F1 2017. This is really good. It looks gorgeous. It's got all these. It's really detailed. It kind of takes you through the whole Formula 1 career as a driver as well, which is really cool. There's all these little upgrades. It's got all the technical stuff in the cars. Really accurate. I know they bring this out every year. I think they've just announced 2018, so this has gone down, which is probably why this is shot down in price. But again, I watched quite a few video reviews of this. It had really, really good reviews saying this was the best version yet of it. So I thought to pick it up. Managed to get this special edition as well, which comes with an extra car. Includes 1988 McLaren MP4 Classic Car DLC, which is that little. I don't know if you can see that at the top there. Which is that little car there, but it's always nice to have a little extra. So I've been playing that. And then last week, of course, I picked up Dark Souls Remastered, and I've been playing a hell of a lot of this. Dark Souls is a funny series for me because I never played any Dark Souls game until Dark Souls 3 came out. I played Bloodborne when that came out for the PS4, and absolutely loved it. As I keep saying, as far as hard as it is, Bloodborne, it's really, I still find it a really hard game. I really enjoyed it. Totally, I loved it. Which kind of made me, when Dark Souls 3 came out, I thought, go on, I'll give it a go, because it's by the makers of Bloodborne, and I'll see what it's like. Expecting to not like it. Like everyone who first plays Dark Souls, I came to the first boss and got my ass totally handed to me, and I thought, oh no, I'm probably going to trade this game, and it's just too hard. I can't play it. But I persevered with it. Kind of got my head around some of the systems in it, like, you know, you have to repeat certain areas to upgrade yourself, and then go back, and then it makes the enemies. You got to learn the patterns and things like that. And once I'd done that and I got past that first boss in Dark Souls 3, that's it, I was hooked. And I've absolutely hammered that game. I played all the way through it. I'm actually about halfway through the first DLC on it at the moment on Dark Souls 3. But going back to what I was originally saying, 3 was the first one that I played. I'd never played the original one. Well, I tell a lie, actually. I have got the original one on PC. I got it in a Steam sale about a year ago, and it's such a bad version of the game. Graphically, it's dreadful. That I only played it for about an hour, and I couldn't play it because it was such a bad port of the game, and I never really got around to playing it again. So when this came out, I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm going to dive in and give it a really, really good go. So I've been playing this. I bought this last week and I haven't put it down since. Because the thing for me is, I've come into this as a new experience because I've never played the first Dark Souls before, or not more than like an hour and a half of it anyway. This is like a brand new Dark Souls game to me. You know, for everyone else, it's just I know a lot of people have sort of been going, oh, it's just slightly, you know, it's a remaster. Graphics slightly better on it. It's got a good frame rate. I know they've cleared up all the frame rate issues that were in the original, but to me, it's a brand new game. It's a brand new Dark Souls game because I've never played it. So yeah, I've also got Dark Souls 2 somewhere, which is another game I've only kind of dipped my toe in, and I always keep meaning to go back and play Dark Souls 2 again. I played a couple of hours of Dark Souls 2 and wasn't overly keen on it, to be honest. I found it a little bit too hard at the beginning. These are hard, but you can ease your way into them, whereas that one I found right from the offset, it was just kicking my arse, absolutely kicking my arse right from the offset. Whereas these ones, I've been able to ease myself into. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. And like I said, quite a lot of 7th gen stuff I've been picking up. And yeah, talking about 7th gen stuff, I did some trading and stuff. And it's funny, when you're kind of collecting, I did some trading in, and I had a big CX voucher, probably for about 50 quid. And I went online the other day, I thought, right, I'm going to spend this, I'm going to finish off my 7th, I'm going to try and look for some of these 7th gen games. And I kind of went through every game on the 360 and the PS3, and realised that really there's probably less than 20 to 25 titles I need to finish off my collection. I'm that close to finishing off my 7th gen collection. I've ordered a couple, and when they come I'll do a little pick-up video about what they are. But it's just funny, you don't realise when you're constantly kind of getting little bits and pieces here and there, you don't realise how quickly that you accumulate pretty much everything you wanted. It's like the PlayStation 1. I absolutely love the PS1. I'm always going on about it being one of my favourite consoles of all time. But when I actually start looking through the back catalogue of like PS1 games I need to pick up now to complete the collection, there's not really, and I haven't got a massive PS1 collection. I've got about 100 games, maybe 120, 130 games for it. But obviously there's some really expensive ones that I'd never ever pay the prices for, silly ones. But generally all the ones that I've got nostalgia for and I want, I pretty much got. And I think that's the key when you're collecting, is not just to buy everything and go, well, I haven't got the full collection, I've got to keep going. Just buy the games you like, just buy the stuff that you're going to play. Easy trap to fall into, especially when you start doing YouTube videos, is just to buy everything that's out there, and it's definitely something I've learned probably over the last two years of doing this, is to only buy the stuff that you're actually going to play. I actually got rid of a massive load of stuff last year. I got rid of, right at the beginning of the year, or maybe the year before that, I got rid of over 200 PS2 games. I halved my collection in half, because it was just stuff I wasn't going to play, that I was collecting. I'd go into a charity shop and find stuff and I was collecting it, and I'd just buy it because it was 50p, and it was stuff I was never going to really play. A lot of kids titles, not kids titles but cartoony type stuff that are probably platformers and things that I wasn't going to play. So I kind of halved my PS2 collection. Now I've still got quite a big PS2 collection up there. I think there's about 200 games, over 200 games there. But it's all stuff that I will definitely play, and all stuff that, and the same with the Xbox original collection. I pretty much got everything I want on that now as well. That kind of generation, that 6th gen is split between those two consoles. I've got a handful of GameCube games. I think I've got about 5. I don't really collect for the GameCube because I just think they're too expensive, and unless it's Nintendo specific titles, you can pretty much get them on everything else cheaper anyway. So as far as the collecting goes, yeah, I kind of get into the last set of 7th gen now. I've got kind of a list. I've got a thing on my phone here, a program called CLZ Collector, which basically lists all my games. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's kind of lists all your games. It's not great, that. And I kind of carry this around with me, and as I pick up a game I put it in here, and I can keep track of every game I've got. And then there's another section which is games I'm looking for, and it's getting less and less and less, which is good in a way, because it means I can move on and concentrate on new stuff that's coming out now. Once my 7th gen's boxed off, the only thing I might get is an external hard drive for my Xbox 360, so I can install them all to the hard drive. But I could probably pick up a terabyte and install pretty much. I've already got a 500 gig in it, and if I plug in an external terabyte to the 360, which I believe, reading yesterday on the internet, you can do, I think you can actually plug in up to 2 terabytes, but 1 will probably be enough. I can probably install all my other games and all my arcade games. What I also did was all the backwards compatible Xbox 360 games that work on the Xbox One, as they're coming out, I'm transferring them over to the Xbox One, which is only 500 gig. My Xbox One. It's another console I could probably do with getting a bigger hard drive for. So my next kind of investment will be a couple of new hard drives to plug into my consoles. But yeah, I've nearly wrapped up that kind of 7th gen, which is good because I can concentrate then on the new stuff that's coming out. Saying that, if the new stuff is any good, we've got E3 coming up in the next week or so, which I'm a little bit full of, what can I say, trepidation. If you go through all the games that are sort of coming out in the next, that have been announced, there's not a massive amount that really piques my interest. I was interested in Onrush until I actually saw it, and then that just went out the window because it just looks like a joke. So I don't know what it is. It's not a racing game, not as far as I'm concerned. I don't see how you can have a racing game where there's no winner. It's some kind of online team-based abomination. I don't know what it is. So I won't be buying Onrush. So that's gone out the window. Not Rise of the Tomb Raider, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I am looking forward to that because I know that'll be a good single player experience. I absolutely loved Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was my game of the year, that game, when it came out. So I know that's going to be a good single player experience. Last of Us 2, Red Dead, I don't know. I enjoyed Red Dead 1, but I wasn't like its biggest fan. I really enjoyed it. It's actually on my hard drive on my Xbox One at the moment. I keep meaning to go back and finish it off, but it just never resonated with me like some of the other Rockstar games did. So as much as I'm looking forward to seeing Red Dead 2, it's not like massively high on my kind of radar. I'd say the biggest game that I've got at the moment that's on my radar is probably the new Tomb Raider game that's coming out. Battlefield 5, you know, who knows what that's going to be like. Call of Duty's a write-off. I'm not going to buy that. No single player, I'm not interested. I'm trying to think what other games have been announced. Fallout is a new Fallout game. I don't think that's going to interest me. I've heard rumours that that's basically going to be some online MMO sort of deal. I think it's going to be in the vein of kind of Destiny, but within the Fallout universe, that kind of thing. So that doesn't interest me. I think there'll be very limited single player content in that game. What other games have been announced? Days Gone. I'm quite looking forward to that, but it's been delayed. That looks like a good, solid single player game, but we'll have to see where that goes. Last of Us 2, I really enjoyed the first one, so I am looking forward to that when eventually that comes out. I'm just trying to remember some of the other games. This big massive room has pretty much been confirmed that there's going to be a new Splinter Cell game. I'm worried for that because do you know what? I hope it's a good traditional single player Splinter Cell game, but I've just got this awful feeling that game is either going to be an open world game, which is okay because you can do stealth in open world environment. They did it with Metal Gear Solid 5 and it actually worked quite well. So I wouldn't be totally against an open world stealth game, but the Splinter Cell has always been highly sort of story narrative based. So if they start ripping all that out, that's going to piss me off. And if they start concentrating on some kind of what they've done lately with the whole Tom Clancy game thing, with what they did with Rainbow Six, and even The Division, which is mostly an online game, even though you can play it offline. It worries me the way they're moving with those Tom Clancy licenses, and I've just got a feeling they're gonna totally fuck this Splinter Cell up. So My hopes aren't too high for that, if I'm honest. We'll just have to see where that one goes. What other games have been sort of teased and announced? Oh, Rage 2. Be interested to find out a little bit more about that. Again, not enough information out there for me to get too excited. For what I've seen so far, it looks amazing, but I'm just waiting for them to say that, again, they've ruined it by making X amount of it online or some shite like that. So, again, I'm kind of only half excited for that. I'm looking forward to the new Jurassic Park game. We can build your own Jurassic Park. I do like my strategy games, so that looks like it could be a good game. What else has been announced for E3? Teased. There was another game, but I can't think what it is. It was sort of teased for E3. But we'll just have to see what happens. Yeah, like I say, E3 is always an interesting time. I don't think they'll announce any new consoles. I think everyone knows the PS5's in development, but I don't think there'll be any. I may be wrong, but I don't think there'll be any major announcement of this E3 for a new console. Not yet. I think that's maybe coming next year. So, oh yeah, and there's a new Assassin's Creed game that's been announced. That's been teased. Which, if it's anything like Origins, would be really good. But my fear is, because Origins is only just really not long been that. It's not long been out, as it came out last year, did it? Or something like that. And I loved Origins. Totally finished it. I actually platinumed it, which is one of the few games I platinumed. But with this one coming out so soon after, and by that little teaser that I saw, it looked almost identical to Origins. I know it's supposed to be set, is it in Greece? But, Origins have the Romans in, and the Romans aren't that different from the Greek, and I've just got a feeling that the whole world that they're going to create for this, what's it called? Is it called Odyssey or something like that? Or I think it's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something like that. I can't remember. That might be wrong. I'm worrying it's going to be too much like Origins. I like it when they make Assassin's Creed and they're totally different every time. I am a big Assassin's Creed fan. I absolutely love the series. I love to delve into the history of it. But I would, a couple of years ago, it was kind of rumoured it was going to be a Japanese setting, and I think that would have been a lot more interesting. I think Greece or Rome or, it's sort of that. Kind of been done, hasn't it? I think Roman games as well, especially. I don't know. Greece isn't exactly the same as Rome, is it? But it'd be interesting to see what happens. If it's ancient Greece, it's kind of been done with God of War, hasn't it? And then Rome's been done. Well, there was some Romans in Assassin's Creed Origins, and then there's been quite a few Roman sort of type games. I would have liked to have seen something totally different. I actually would have liked to have seen a slightly more modern Assassin's Creed. Maybe set around, I don't know. Assassin's Creed Syndicate touched on World War One, and I thought that was really interesting. Or was it World War Two? I think it was World War One. And that was really interesting. And I'd like to, that Syndicate was the most really interesting one for me because it was so late on in the timeline. It was kind of the most recent timeline they've done for an Assassin's Creed game. I don't want a modern one set in modern day, because that's kind of been done. That's like Watch Dogs, isn't it? But I'd like to see something, maybe not too far back. A medieval one, maybe, something like that. I don't know. And like in England or something. I suppose they're always thinking about those tall buildings, aren't they? So, but yeah, Assassin's Creed. So I'm starting to looking forward to there's a new Assassin's Creed game because I like that series. And that's about it, I think. I don't really know what else has kind of been teased or announced. So that's kind of where I am with E3 and new games coming out at the moment. Not that much that I'm really looking forward to, but I'm not too bothered because I've got a big enough backlog here to keep going on with. So yeah, so that's it. I just thought I'd come on and have a little chat and a little bit of a vlog and talk about what I've been playing and my thoughts on E3 and things like that. And just waffle really. So take care of yourselves, and I shall be back with another video when I can be bothered. I can't give you time. The kids are off next week. Summer starts soon. It's just whenever I get the chance. I'll be back when I'm back. Probably do a little pick-up video maybe next week if I can. I know I've ordered some games in the post and I'm waiting for them to come. So I may do a little tiny pick-up video when I get the chance. Please take care of yourselves, and I shall speak to you again soon. Bye.